What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Turnbuckle Tommy Picks. Hope everyone is having a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I'm excited, man. We got some baseball cards coming up. We got some good games tonight. I got some bets. Got quite a few bets. We put in some Brewers team total over. We got Skeens on the mound. Just a lot of good matchups, man. Some stuff I'm really excited about. Like I said, I'll run through a few of my picks real quick that we got. We went with Brewers team total over 3.5. Not going to go through the breakdown. Either trust it, fade it, tail it. We went with Brewers money line. We got Arizona and Texas over 8.5. We got Phillies run line, and I went ahead and jumped on the Blue Jays money line. Probably my least favorite bet on the board, to be honest with you. One of those bets you placed it, then you watch line movement, and you're like, nah, I don't know. But let's just hope their bats show up. I think Ben Brown's garbage, so I don't think Brewers will have a problem scoring. But anyway, hit the like and subscribe if you like the content. We appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you checking us out. We got some probable pitching matchups. We're gonna run through tomorrow's games. So let's strap up, get to the window, and place some bets. First game up. We have the Detroit Tigers taking on the Chicago White Sox. No probable pitcher listed yet for Detroit. It looks like Shane Smith is going to be on the mound for the White Sox. Shane Smith, this was a guy who started off the season looking like he was going to be the White Sox ace in the hole. He looked like he was just going to be nasty, the one that brought the heat. And he started off like that, and then it just, man, I don't know. He seemed to go downhill pretty fast, to be honest with you. He started getting touched up on a regular. Lately, can't say he's been great. He 4.38 ERA over his last 3 games, a 4.22 expected. The White Sox are 3-7 in his starts. Again, no starting pitcher for Detroit, so this probably isn't a game I'm going to get to the window with, guys. We have the Washington Nationals taking on Kansas City Royals. Jake Irvin's going to be taking the mound. He's going to be going up against Seth Lugo. This is probably a Royal spot. Don't know if I'll get to the window with it. Lugo's been good at home, 3.46 ERA. The Royals are 8-6 in his starts. Jake Irvin on the other side, not so much. He hasn't been atrocious. He does have a 4.90 ERA. Anything close to 5 is never a good sign. But the Nationals are 8-7 in his starts. Again, this is a Royals spot, maybe a Royals first 5, but not anything I plan on getting to the window with. I just think there's better games on the board, better value out there. If I was looking to take something, though, I would most likely go with the Royals. I think Seth Lugo can pitch really good against this Nationals lineup. Maybe a Nationals team total under. Maybe I'd be afraid to take a full game under because this is the kind of game that the Royals could score 7 runs off of. They don't typically do that at home, but off Jake Irvin, if their bats are if Royals find any kind of rhythm, they could absolutely tag 6 or 7 off of Irvin. But definitely a game I do not plan on putting any money behind. Next up on the board, game up. This is the one everyone wants to see. The finish to the series. You got Brandon Woodruff taking the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's going up against Mitch Keller for the Pirates. This is a game I do plan on getting to the window with. I plan on backing the Brewers in every way, shape, or form. Keller, 7.11 ERA over his last 3. He's got a 3.86 ERA. Pirates are 5-10 in his starts, but here's the reason I want to back the Brewers so heavy is the Brewers are batting a 326 with an 869 OPS against Keller. When they see this dude, they get at him. Specifically Yelich. Yelich is he's batting a 389 with an 865 OPS. So this dude is murdering Keller whenever he sees him at the plate. Durbin's batting 1,000. 2.500 OPS. And Joey Ortiz has quite a few at bats. He's seen this guy several times, and he's batting a 625 with a 1.625 OPS. So these bats are definitely smacking Keller around. On the other end, man, Woodruff, he has been phenomenal. He has been amazing at home this year. 2.29 ERA, 2.84 over his last three. They're 4-0 in his starts. This is a guy, and the Pirates have seen him. They're batting a 153 with a 520 OPS. I mean, that's just bad. I mean, he is shutting this lineup down. And there are actually a couple players on the Pirates that I'm going to be fading heavy tomorrow. Might look at their under bases, hits, run, RBI, but that is going to be Reynolds. Reynolds is batting. Now, both of these guys have seen Woodruff numerous amounts of time, so this is not a very small sample size. Each one, I believe, is between 15 and 20 at-bats and plate appearances with him. But Reynolds is batting a 111 with a 439 OPS. I mean, that's nothing. You know what I mean? He's not doing anything. And then if it couldn't get worse than that, McCutchen is batting a 0.71, a .071 with a .419 OPS. I mean, man, that's some of the worst stats you could ever have up against a pitcher. So I will definitely be looking to fade both of them tomorrow. Possibly a Pirates team total under. I think Woodruff can just shut this lineup down. I'm going to be on the Brewers run line. I'm sure the money line will be too juiced, so I plan on probably just taking the run line. Probably a Brewers team total over, Pirates team total under. And then again, like I said, I'll be fading Reynolds and McCutchen. A lot of value in this game. Hopefully we'll see what the books give us for our lines, but I think there's value all through this game tomorrow. I plan on getting to the window with a bunch of stuff. Next game up. We have the Colorado Rockies taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, another game I don't see a lot of value in. I mean, if you want to be a real degenerate, we could find value in it, I'm sure. The lines, the books are going to have these lines juiced so heavily. Austin Gomber taking the bump for the Rockies. Michael McGreevy taking the mound for the Cardinals. McGreevy, he's done his thing. I mean, he hasn't been that great, but they're 4-2 in his starts. He's got a 4.40 ERA. He's going to be going up against Austin Gomber. The one thing I like in this is, I mean, first of all, Austin Gomber, the Rockies are 0-6 in his starts, but he's a lefty. Some say the Cardinals' numbers against lefties might be a little skewed because of the level of competition, but the Cardinals have been smoking lefties. They are, I believe, number 2 over the last 30 days against left-handed pitchers. So, again, you want to be a real degenerate, you could jump on the Cardinals' run line, maybe alt it and take a -2.5. You know what I mean? If the books put out a 1.5, maybe take a -2.5 for plus money if you want to get real nasty with it. Either way, this is, and don't get me wrong, I know the Rockies are not, putting all kinds of crazy crooked numbers up, but they are hitting. They have been hitting, and Michael McGreevy is someone who they could get runs off of. So, I mean, maybe a full game over if it's not a crazy number, but I mean, anytime you see a bad lefty facing the Cardinals, I think the Cardinals team total over could be a safe play, or like I said, Cardinals run line, maybe alt run line. Not anything I plan on getting to the window with. Definitely not. But this next game, I do plan on getting to the window with. Up next, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Texas Rangers. This is a game I'm kind of excited about because you got Zach Allen taking the mound for the Diamondbacks. He's going to be going up against Merrill Kelly. This is Merrill Kelly going up against his old team. Zach Gallen is trash on the road. I don't care what anyone says. I think the dude is not good, especially on the road. This is a spot, Merrill Kelly's last start was a little rough. I think this is a spot he can maybe bounce back in. And up against his old team, it can work both ways because they're going to know his pitching habits. They're going to, probably know what he favors, what his pitch mix is. But at the same time, Kelly also knows what those Diamondback bats like to swing at, what they're vulnerable to. He knows all those things. So, like I said, this is just a spot. I think the Texas Rangers can dog walk Zach Gallen and the Diamondbacks, and it's a lot of it is to do with because it's Zach Gallen on the mound. Um, I have again, Diamondbacks could get some runs off Kelly too. They do know him. A lot of times when you see pitchers facing their old team for the first time, it's either a shutout by the pitcher, but more often than not, you actually see runs. And it's because those batters are so familiar with that pitcher, with just how he thinks, his pitch mix, what he likes to throw the most. They might know certain little niches that he might do or have, or you know what I mean. But a lot of times, I think it does give a small advantage to the batters. Uh, but Merrill Kelly is a good enough pitcher that I think he can work his way through that. But maybe a full game over, Texas team total over. But I definitely plan on backing the Texas money line. Hopefully, it's not too juicy. Maybe build a -1. Uh, may take that, but I plan on getting to the window with this game for sure. So I will let you guys know. Just follow my X account, and you'll see all my plays I post. But there's value in this game, and we're going to find it. Next game up on the board, you got the San Diego Padres taking on the San Francisco Giants. Nick Pivetta looks like he's going to be taking the mound for the Padres. Giants do not have anyone listed as of now. So until then, I can't do nothing with this game. Nick Pivetta is a pitcher I really trust at home. On the road, I mean, he's not bad. I just, man, I would much rather back him at home. He's got a 2.94 ERA. Uh, on the road, he has a 3.67, 2.41 at home. So you could see he's definitely more serviceable on the road. But even still, a 3.67, it's not terrible. This lineup has seen him. A few of the batters have gotten to him, but he's pitched pretty good overall against this Giants lineup. I'm curious to see who the Giants go with. That'll probably determine whether I want to do anything in this game. But as of now, until I see a pitcher, it's a pass, guys. Up next on the board, we got the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Cincinnati Reds. This is a game I am excited about. This is a game I do see value in. I plan on getting to the window with a few things in this game. You got one of my top 3 favorite pitchers, Christopher Sanchez, on the mound for the Phillies. This dude has been lights out. At home, he's he's damn near untouchable at home. It's ridiculous how good this dude pitches at home. On the road, he's still been serviceable. He's got a 2.36 ERA. He's gonna. So what makes this game even more fun is he's gonna be going up against Hunter Green, and Hunter Green has also been pretty decent. He's 3.86 ERA in his last 3 games, a 2.72 expected ERA. The Reds are 4-3 in his starts. Green at home pitches really good, a 2.12 ERA, and the Reds are 2-1 in those starts. Like I said, Sanchez even on the road, 2.39 ERA. The Phillies are 6-3 in his road starts. Here's my thing is I understand Hunter Green is a good pitcher, but Phillies bats are still hitting. That's a big thing to me. They are hitting, and for most of the season, their story was they couldn't hit on the road. This was a dangerous team at home, but on the road they couldn't put up crooked numbers. Well, they've kind of been doing that lately, and it's weird because it's not like they're jumping out the gate just putting up crooked numbers in these road games. We've seen it last night. They had 1 going into the 8th inning, and then boom, they put up 4. So this is a team. I love Christopher Sanchez, man. I think he's I think he's the most consistent left-handed pitcher in baseball right now. He's always going to give you a solid 7, unless you're the White Sox. You know what I'm saying, which is kind of crazy to say, but they're really the only team that's been able to touch him up. like I said, the Hunter Green is a great pitcher, but the Reds aren't hitting like Philly's hitting. I understand they put up 14 in the last game against the Pirates, but come on, man, that's the Pirates, and road getaway day. It's a lot of things come into that. This is Christopher Sanchez and the Phillies. It's a little bit different of a story. So this is something I plan on. We'll see. Hopefully, with this pitcher matchup, they'll make the lines a little tight. But I plan on taking Phillies money line. If I don't like the value of that, I'll take the Phillies run line. Possibly a Reds team total under. Possibly a full game under. But this is definitely something I plan on getting to the window with. A game I love, and it's a pitching matchup I'm really excited to see. This is actually a perfect candidate for no runs first inning. We'll see what the line value is. Again, I don't play those that often, but there are spots, certain value spots. Every now and then I'll snatch one. Actually have a pretty good record with them because we don't play them recklessly. This is literally something I'll play two times a week, maybe 3 times a week. Unless they just give me matchups with and line value. It's not just about the matchup. If I see a pitching matchup, but the NERFI is minus 160 and I think it should be minus 130, I'm not going to play it. So this is a spot, though, I do think we could find some good value in. But yeah, definitely going to get to the window with this one. Next game up on the board, we got the red hot Seattle Mariners taking on the lukewarm Baltimore Orioles. This is a game I do think will have some value in, and it's a game I plan on backing the Orioles. At least first 5. You got Logan Gilbert taking the mound for the Mariners, and you got Trevor Rogers taking the bump for the O's. Now, here's my thing. Trevor Rogers has been a beast this year. This has been a very good pitcher. 1.44 ERA, which is crazy. In his last 3 games, they're 2-1. In his last 3, his ERA is 0.86. At home, in his home games, they are 2-1, and his ERA is 0.42. That don't even make sense. This dude's a very talented pitcher. He's been killing it this season. Mariners have been red hot though. They've been hitting the ball. Logan Gilbert, on the other hand, is not a pitcher I trust. We trust him at home. I have no problem backing Logan Gilbert at home. On the road, that's a different story. He's got a 3.35 ERA. Now, at home, he's got a 2.22 ERA. On the road, a 5.28. His ERA doubles. It more than doubles. That tells me he is very uncomfortable when he pitches away from Seattle. With the way Trevor Rogers has been pitching, he's a lefty. Mariners, they're hitting good, but I just don't think they're going to smack Rogers around. Baltimore's 5-2 in his starts, so this is definitely a game I plan on getting to the window. Maybe a Baltimore first 5, Baltimore team total over, Baltimore money line. I won't play all 3 of those, but I'll probably pick whichever one I like the better line value in. But I definitely plan on having a bet in this game and putting my money behind it. Again, all you got to do is check out my X account tomorrow. I list all my plays there so you can see them when I make them. But yeah, we'll find value in this one for sure. Next game up on the board, we have the Miami Marlins taking on the Cleveland Guardians. This is a game I'm actually interested in. Not sure how I'm going to play it. I really like the pitching matchup. You got Yuri Perez. He's been great for the Marlins, man. 3.25 ERA. They're 4-3 in his starts. And then you got Gavin Williams taking the mound for the Guardians. Gavin Williams started off the season, he started off good. Then he got a little iffy, and I think he's starting to find his form again because he's been pitching lights out, man. His ERA over his last 3 starts, 1.31. At home, he's 2.77 ERA, so he's been real good. They're 7-4 in his starts. Yuri Perez has a 4.01 ERA on the road. Not as good as his home, but he's still been pitching great. Guardians are just playing such good baseball. We took the Guardian run line tonight, but the main reason I took that bet is because you had Logan Allen on the mound. Now, Logan Allen is not a better pitcher than Gavin Williams at all by any means. It's the other way around. Gavin Williams in my opinion, is a much better pitcher than Logan Allen. But Logan Allen is a lefty, and the Marlins have just struggled to hit lefties. So that was why we like the Guardians tonight. This game, on the other hand, it's a righty. And, Marlins, they can get to righties. Do they get to Gavin Williams, though? That's the question. Uh, a lot of people like to back the Marlins in the first five, and I do like backing the Marlins as road underdogs in the right matchup. Uh, this is a matchup, though, I think I might have to back Cleveland again. I might ride the Guardians again. We'll see. You know, the Guardians are actually a more profitable team in the first five. It's like low key. A lot of people don't know, but the Guardians have been smashing first fives this season. So, maybe a Guardians first five. I don't know, but I plan on getting to the window with this game. Just not sure how I want to do it. Maybe a full game under, maybe a Marlins team total under, but I don't know. We'll see. Definitely plan on getting to the window. Next game up, we got the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees. Now, we were on the Yankees run line yesterday. That came through. That was a winner for us, a nice plus 135 winner, I think. Uh, Tomorrow, I actually think I'm going to back the Twins. You got Joe Ryan on the mound, and Joe Ryan's just been phenomenal. 3.94 ERA over his last three. He does have a 2.79 overall ERA, 2.55 on the road. He actually pitches a little better on the road than he does at home. The Twins are 11-5 in his starts, and I mean the guy's just been lights out. On the other side for the Yankees, you got Cam Schlittler. This dude hasn't been that great. They're 1-2 in his starts. Over his last three games, 4.40 ERA. They're 0-2 in his last two starts. He actually pitches better on the road. He has a 3.00 ERA on the road, 4.91 at home. And man, look, the Twins bats are hitting. A lot of people planned on fading this Twins team in the second half of baseball, myself included, and they bit me in the ass like two times in a row, and I immediately jumped off and seen that this was not going to be a profitable venture. So now I find it more valuable to pick spots to back them in. And against Cam Schlittler, I definitely think this is a good spot. We could probably get behind the Twins' first five. Maybe a Twins money line. We'll see what happens with the game tonight. See what kind of bullpen usage goes through both ways, and but definitely something I might look to get to the window with. Next game up on the board, we have the Chicago Cubs taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. I told you guys earlier I had bet the Blue Jays, one of those bets where after I placed it, watching line movement throughout the day, it was, quickly became my least favorite bet on the board. But either way, we got to the window with it. Let's see what happens. Tomorrow you got Cade Horton taking the mound, going up against Kevin Gausman. Now, Cade Horton at home has been lights out this year. He has a 1.61 ERA at home. They are 3-0 in his last three starts, 6-3 in his starts overall. On the road, though, Cade Horton has a 5.19 ERA. And that makes me a little nervous. I would like to back the Cubs tomorrow. I mean, I want to see what happens in tonight's game, but Kevin Gausman has been great. 2.84 ERA over his last three games. At home, though, a 4.26. Again, I want to watch the game tonight, see which way who's swinging. If both lineups have kind of been, Blue Jays put up 1,000,000 runs against the Rockies. You really don't get no cool points for that. They got smoked by the Dodgers. The Cubs offense hasn't been looking like the Cubs offense usually looks. So if the Cubs can find their groove again tonight and start swinging and maybe put up some runs, maybe back them tomorrow. Again, it comes down to if you trust Cade Horton on the road. It's kind of a situation where the home pitcher pitches better on the road and the road pitcher pitches better at home. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see what the lines do, see if we can find some value. But next game up, we definitely have some value, and that is the Boston Red Sox and Houston Astros. I really don't need to say much about this game other than the fact that Walker Buehler is going to be taking the mound for the Red Sox. on the road, not at home where he's actually somewhat serviceable. And then you got Hunter Brown taking the mound for Astros. This is just a bad spot for Buehler and a great spot for Brown. Buehler 3.60 ERA over his last three. The problem is on the road a 6.52. When you're hitting almost 7 in an ERA, I don't think you should be a professional pitcher. I think you should be AAA. I think that's disgraceful. I mean that's not a good ERA at all. Hunter Brown, on the other hand, 2.08 ERA in his last few games. He had a couple shaky ones there. It looks like he's starting to find his form a little bit again. At home, a 2.37. The Astros are 9-5 in his starts overall, 4-3 in his home starts. Look, man, Boston's bats are hitting. They're swinging good. I don't think they're going to get to Hunter Brown at home. I absolutely expect the Astros bats to get to Walker Buehler on the road. So, again, we'll see what kind of lines we get, what kind of value we get. But I kind of have a feeling the Houston money line might be a little too juicy. So maybe look to take an Astros team total over. I might try to get to the window with that. If it was another team, I would say Red Sox team total under. But the Red Sox bats can be a little scary. We've seen it where they can consistently put up crooked numbers. So, I think maybe I'd leave that one alone. But Astros team total over or Astros money line, definitely going to get to the window with something in this game. Next game up on the board, we got the Atlanta Braves going to play the New York Mets. Carlos Cookie Carrasco taking the bump for the Braves and David Peterson taking the mound for the Mets. This is a game. I don't know if I will get to the window with anything. If I was going to, it would most likely be a Mets money line, regardless of the outcome of tonight's game. Cookie Carrasco, Braves are 2-2 in his starts, 6.18 ERA. David Peterson has pitched pretty good at home, actually very good at home. They're 7-5 in his starts, 2.98 ERA. The Braves have been hitting lefties. I believe I will tell you right now. Actually, yeah, they're 13th. They were a little higher last week. They're 13th, about middle of the pack against left-handed pitchers. Again, David Peterson's been good at home. I think the Mets, their bats have just been, it's almost like they don't have any. They're going out there swinging with an air guitar or something. But if their bats can find their way, I do think Cookie Carrasco is a perfect candidate for them to get right off of. So, maybe a Mets team total. I think they have been overvaluing the Mets, for most of the season, even in spots like this. If the Braves win tonight, then I would love the Mets money line tomorrow because I think we could get a good number. But either way, we'll see. Might get to the window with a team total. Might just stay away from the game. There are just plenty of good spots on other games tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, up next on the board, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers playing the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels. I'll be short and sweet with this one, guys. I do not plan on betting that game. I will not put my money on the Dodgers right now. They are just so hot and cold, wishy-washy. Yeah, you got Shohei Ohtani taking the mound, 2.37 ERA, whatever. Kyle Hendricks taking the mound for the Angels. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been horrific, but he's definitely not great. They're 6-8 in his starts, 4.63 ERA. Plain and simple of this situation is the Dodgers should smoke the Angels, absolutely smoke them. When you look at talent and what they have on the team, the Dodgers should torch the Angels. Problem is they can't. The Angels, I believe, are 5-0, 6-0 in their last 5 or 6 against the Dodgers. It seems they seem to be the Dodgers' kryptonite. Hendricks is 2.81 ERA over his last 3. I will say that. At home, 3.88. So again, he's been pitching decent. And this is just a spot I don't plan on playing. I do not trust the Dodgers against the Angels. Yeah, it'll be a hard pass for me. Last and final game of the evening, we got the Tampa Bay Rays and the Athletics. You got Drew Rasmussen taking the bump for the Rays. You got JT Ginn taking the bump for the A's. What can you say about Drew Rasmussen, man? Over his last three starts, 1.10 ERA. They're 2-0 in his last two starts. His home road splits are great, man. At home, 2.55 ERA. They're 5-5. On the road, 2.85 ERA, and the Rays are 4-0 in his road starts. The dude's been great. Rasmussen has been pitching lights out pretty much all season long. JT Ginn over his last few games has a 4.11 ERA. They're 1-2 in those starts. They are 2-4. The Athletics in JT Ginn starts. At home, a 5.54. Can you really trust Ginn? Drew Rasmussen, again, he's been pitching lights out. I don't know if the Athletics bats are going to be able to really touch him. The Rays bats, it's not a lefty on the mound, so you don't have to worry about them, not showing up. They seem to touch up righties, when they want. This is a spot I would probably look to back the Rays. Me personally, post All-Star break, I've been having issues with the Rays. When I back them, they want to lose. When I fade them, they want to win. So I swore to stay off of Rays games for a while, but we'll see what happens, what kind of line we can get. I do think this is a Rays spot with the pitching matchup. A Rays first five for sure, I think would be a good bet, but we'll see what kind of value. We had plenty of value on the card tonight. Found some great bets, so I'm happy with what we got in tonight's games. Well, that wraps it up for the slate for tomorrow's games. Once again, I really appreciate you guys watching, man. Like I said before, I'll say it 1,000 times. Don't care if it's 1, 10, 100 people, 1,000 people watching, man. I love making money. I love helping people make money. We love talking sports. We love sports betting. That's all we want to do. Cash tickets, you know what I mean? I hope everyone has a terrific Tuesday evening. I wish all of you the best of luck on your bets placed. Remember, you can go to my X. It's at Tommy Turnbuckle, not Turnbuckle Tommy, at Tommy Turnbuckle. You can find all my plays on X. I post them daily there. They're usually up a couple hours, sometimes sooner before game time. You'll always have plenty of time to get them. Make sure you pay attention to the line value because that's my favorite part of the bet. Please, guys, hit the like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Again, have a great night. Let's cash some money, and you know what we do. Let's smoke them.